What is up, friends? All right, we are going to be doing a December 2025 Maryland housing market update. If we haven't met, my name is Chelsea Winstead. I am a home financing strategist and a mortgage broker. I always like to give some deep dives into what is going on all across the country. I'm personally licensed all over, basically all up and down the East Coast, in Texas, in California, and Illinois. Like, I've got a couple spots. I'm expanding basically every week based on those of you that reach out. But Maryland is actually one of the top states that people here on TikTok reach out to me from. And so I wanted to do an update essentially on what is going on in the market, data that's impactful. So we're going to talk about a couple things: median home price, days on market, price trends. So like, our home prices in these cities going up or down year over year, homes being sold below the list price. So that's a huge thing that kind of tells us if it's a buyer's or a seller's market. We'll talk about what's driving buyers to purchase in these areas. And then we're going to talk about the market balance. Is it buyer leaning? Is it seller leaning? Is it balanced in the middle? We'll dive into all of these things on all of these cities below on this video. All right, let's start off with Baltimore. Okay, so median home price is 200 Baltimore. This is up by 4.5% year over year. You do want homes to appreciate year over year, especially if you are buying a house. You don't want to buy a house in a place that home prices are plummeting. So that's good news. Days on market on average is about 50 days. So that's slower than last year. Price trend, prices are up year over year. Again, homes sold below list price here. 44% of homes in Baltimore are sold below the list price. Okay, so more sellers are dropping pricing than beating it, which for you as a buyer, big deal, means you've got a lot of momentum there. What drives buyers to buy here? So affordability relative to other metros, definitely also proximity to jobs and amenities, and this is where a lot of first-time home buyers are purchasing. The balance here is technically buyer leaning. We've got inventory that's been lingering on the market longer, days on market have increased, discounts are higher, okay? So that means that buyers can find deals here and often have a lot of leverage here compared to some hotter suburban markets. All right, next up, let's talk about Silver Spring. All right, median home price, very different than the last one, $618,000. Okay, this is up 12% year over year. Days on market's only 43. Okay. Could be less, but 43 is actually pretty fast. Prices, again, are up strongly versus last year. Now, get this, Zillow shows 43.6% are being sold below list price, but 26.9% is going above. What drives people to buy here? So you've got DC commuters. There's a lot of transit access here, strong local economy, high demand for a walkable suburban lifestyle. Market balance here is seller favored, which I could have told you that because 43 days is pretty quick. 12% growth year over year. And with the fact that 26.9% of homes are still going above list price, pretty indicative that this is a seller's market. Okay, let's talk about Columbia. Median home price, $510,000. This is up 6.8% year over year. So we're seeing growth here as well. Now get this, days on market, it's only 34 days on average. Okay, so that's pretty quick. Homes that are sold below or above list price, actually mixed is what I'm seeing. There's a significant chunk selling above the list price in certain pockets. So what that means is there's probably some specific school districts that people are trying to get into. In general, what drives buyers to this area: excellent schools, central location to DC, Baltimore jobs, amenities, and there's a strong long-term value perception in this area. Okay. Now the market balance here, again, I could tell you there's a seller advantage here. Fast sales, competitive pricing, and a lot of growth in this area suggests that sellers are still really setting the cadence, and this is still a very competitive market, especially for homes that are listed well, like they're priced well in desirable neighborhoods. Okay, so about Ellicott City. So we've got median home price is about $713,000. Small gain year over year, so not like huge growth, but days on market, get this, 11 to 12 days depending, so very fast. The homes here go at 42.7% of homes here are purchased over the list price, but 38.7 are actually sold below. So a bit of a healthy mix here. Reason that people purchase here: top tier schools, quality of life. It's got like a prestigious element, an easy commute corridor as well. Market balance here, again, seller's market, mainly typically because of the days on market in particular. The value growth isn't actually massive, but when you see homes that are going to pending within 11 or 12 days, we are still very much in a seller's market in this area. Okay. So big thing to note here is that this is like a big pull from families. This is like a very kind of sought after place to purchase, hence why they go pretty quickly. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit broader. I know I talked about Baltimore up top. Let's actually just talk about Baltimore County, all right? So median home price in the county is $384,000. This is up about 2.5% year over year. Days on market, only 33 days. Price trend, up moderately again, so not a huge jump. Now, so get this, homes, what did I write here? Oh, homes sold below or above list price. So there's not actually a ton of above list price frenzy. However, it's showing that pricing is pretty fair here, which means that the homes aren't selling super below the list price either, which means that most of these homes are being listed at the right purchase price. What's driving people to purchase here? We've got suburban space, schools, and also access to 695 and city jobs. Balance, so the market here is seller leaning because homes are moving pretty quickly, but the fact that the values have slowed in growth, so 2.5% is not like terrible, but that growth slowing down will tell us that this is currently seller leaning, but is moving more towards being balanced, which is good for you as a buyer. And to zoom totally out for statewide, because again, I like the more localized piece of the puzzle, but just like overall, median sales price in Maryland, $435,000, which is up slightly year over year. Median days on the market across the state is about 46 days, and homes selling under the list price is about 45% statewide. So I pulled the top 5 cities where people are buying. Here are the main reasons why. We've got job access and commuter corridors. We've got education and community quality. We've got affordability relative to neighboring metros, and we have lifestyle preferences, so things like transit and walkability. These are the things that basically keep demand alive, even when interest rates and inventory pressures are shifting. So if I didn't cover the city that you live in, drop it in the comments, and I'm more than happy to do a follow-up on this. If you are looking to purchase in Maryland and you are interested in putting together a plan, how I approach this. So number one, we always start with what do you want to spend per month? And then we backwards map and figure out what your purchase price needs to be to maintain that goal. From there, we then create a timeline. We figure out like, when does this make sense? What do you have going on in your life and your world? When do we want to move forward? And what does that actual step-by-step and timeline look like? We map out that timeline based on your personal goals and your story. From there, I will help you find and match up with a top agent in the area. And then at that point, you will be off to the races to shop and figure out what is going on. In between that process too, I will add you to a custom dashboard and platform that I use where not only can you look through homes in the area, but it also dives in and gives you like a market analysis on the zip codes that you are considering purchasing in. So best way to kick off and to really run through next steps, link in my profile, first or second option, depending on your timeline. You'll fill out a couple notes for me, and then I will reach out via text for us to be able to have a conversation. As always, comments are always open, and I will see you guys soon.